I'm doing fine. Good morning, Donovan. Good to see you. It's going. It, just, this is great. Well, the best thing about it is meeting new people. Um, I'm from Montgomery County and lived there for 40 years, but my travels in Robertson County, I've met some fine people. It's really fun meeting new people. Um, so I'm enjoying myself. I think that's the only way you can really look at it. Uh, it's in May. Yes. It it has been, I guess, chaotic and disappointing. Probably. Well, I think so, but just the rhetoric and the tenor of politics today. It's almost whoever could be the nastiest, and that's disappointing. Where we don't look at the merits of the candidates anymore. Uh, so yes, well, it certainly won't come from my end, and all indications from Neil is it won't be from his end either. I mean, when you're campaigning, you get close to the candidates because you're in the same places, and I've met his wife and his children, and he's met mine, and they've been very gracious to us, and we have to them. So it's not about that. We both have our positions, and we're going to take it to the people. So that's the way I plan to do it. So, okay. 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 Well, my experience, I think I have an edge in experience over my opponent. I've been in the district attorney's office for 14 years. I've prosecuted probably 50 or more defendants for homicides, probably altogether 30 homicides. I've prosecuted in other violent offenses and drug offenses, drug distribution, aggravated robberies, bank robberies, everything down to misdemeanors. I've had, that experience to me is if you're going to lead the office, you have to know what the office is supposed to do. And you have to know what each individual is supposed to do. Primarily, it boils down to the office is responsible for prosecuting crime. Probably 95% of what the office does is that. What to prosecute, how you prosecute. If you haven't done it at this level, I find it would be difficult to manage people who are. So I think my experience sets me above. My plan is, one, as we've noticed throughout the country, and it's coming here, is we're getting more violent. People are, for whatever reason, either they're feeling emboldened, they're dissatisfied, disgruntled, or they just think they can take out their frustrations and commit violence against people. And when that happens, what the criminal justice system does is we deter that by punishment. That's the only thing we have at our disposal as far as a tool. So we have to have a district attorney's office that prosecutes our violent offenders vigorously, and we remove them from society. That is the punishment to deter people from committing those acts. It's really that simple. If we continue to allow people to commit these acts and there is no punishment, we all know when we were kids, if we weren't told you can't do something, then we continued to do it until someone did. And it's really no different with adults. If we don't stand up and speak for the victims and do what we can to seek justice, then we've lost. It's not going to stop. There's no deterrence. So, drug offenses with fentanyl. Fentanyl is a killer. Period. That's not even a drug. I don't know why people would ingest that. The smallest amount will kill you. My travels in Robertson County, speaking to some law enforcement officials, fentanyl is an issue here, as it is in Montgomery County. People are dying from it. So we have to reach those who distribute these types of drugs that are killing people. That's just our job. It's best for society. And again, our office must provide the deterrence factor. Some of the most disappointing, I think it's rhetoric on a national level, is the assault on the criminal justice system, that there's too many people in prison. That may be true, but that's only because we have so much more serious things that are happening, which makes it seem like the thief now shouldn't be in prison. So the perspective has changed. We've become desensitized about some crimes because there's so many other worse things happening. But we can't lose focus on, we have to prosecute And we have to remove dangerous people from our streets. Right. Well, I received a phone call from a local media organization in Montgomery County. If you've seen, our city council voted to decriminalize, and and they called me wanting me to commit to not prosecuting, and this is what I told them. I said I took an oath to uphold the laws of Tennessee. I said as soon as the legislature tells me that that's not a crime, then we don't prosecute and the police don't arrest. I can't. I mean, that's not my position. And there are those, we've seen them across the country, district attorneys who decide, I think we have one in Nashville, decide actually make a press conference for what he is and isn't going to prosecute. Now, that's not our job. That's not that is just not my job. The legislature. Now, as far as punishment and disposition of cases, that is the discretion of the district attorney. Now, am I going to tell you I treat someone with, I don't know what they're called anymore. We used to call them joints back in the 70s. They still call them that? I'm sorry. Okay. So I don't know what they call it now, but a small amount, marijuana probably is the least troublesome drug today, even though I hear it's not the marijuana of old. I hear it's being laced with fentanyl, which is so dangerous. And so they're not treated. I mean, I don't know how to say this. The legislature has classified crimes, A felonies down to E felonies. A being the highest, well, capital being the highest, but then A's. And then you have misdemeanors. And with those are certain punishments that are allowed. So the legislature has done all that. And all we do is follow it. And we convict someone. We have some discretion with punishment and how it's served, whether it's probation or you serve some time, all the time. But as far as prosecuting the crime, it's a crime. Now, whether some people think that's not fair and people that have addictions, and we recognize that. We've been putting people in rehab or offering that. We have Veterans Treatment Court. We have drug court, recovery courts. We have all those things available, and we use those consistently. We offer them. It takes the individual to want to seek help, and that's where the sticking point is. Some people don't want to go to rehab. Okay. What other questions you have? I've pretty much told you everything that I've done, and we can, I can go through stories of experience. We just had On Wings of Love last night in Montgomery County. What that is a remembrance and a tribute to the lives lost to homicidal violence. We had, I think, over 300 family and friends of those that were lost, and we have over, I think, close to 450 people since we've been keeping track of that. That program started in 1998, and we had that last night, and that's a stark reminder. Now, Robertson County doesn't have quite the violent crime, which is a great thing for Robertson County. But they do have a Wings of Love that's at the library. A tree is there, and they have the same thing, just on a smaller scale. But, it's just a reminder, and especially last night was a reminder. I had a lot of families there that I had worked through their case when their loved one was killed, and they were present. The bond you make with those families over the years of prosecuting and long after. I mean, there are some families that were there that I prosecuted that case almost 10 years ago, and they still come in, and we have a nice meeting, and it just lets you know what a prosecutor does. And I'm the head prosecutor is the way I look at it. It's nothing, even though the responsibility is on my shoulders. I am a prosecutor at heart. I have done it at the highest level, and how people are affected by crime, even loved ones, family members who have someone died from drug overdoses when someone sells them drugs. It still affects them. Their loved one is gone. So the crime affects a whole host of people, and it's not just the homicides, but the homicides are, life ends. You can recover from other types of crimes. They can be charged with second-degree murder. That's in the statute. Any drug that is the cause of the death. Now, if we can prove that a specific individual distributed the lethal dose to that person, then we can prosecute them. Well, with second-degree murder, it requires an intent factor. Maybe the intent to kill, but our statutes, I think, are pretty clear that if you knowingly distribute, and it results in the death, you could be charged. We've had some cases like that. Didn't know what the drug was they were selling, thought it was heroin, but it turns out to be fentanyl because they're so close, and sometimes they're interchangeable. But if you're distributing the drug that kills someone, and we can, link that, provide proof of that, then yes, you could be charged with second-degree murder. And we have several, and I think we have several here in Robertson County too. So. Sure. Okay. All right. I got to remember that. Well, I just want to say, my experience will serve Robertson County well, and Montgomery County as it has for 14 years. I'm looking forward to making the rounds now that I'm the district attorney, at least on an interim basis, and meet more people in Robertson and see how the DA's office can better serve this community and continue prosecuting crime as it's written on the books. And that's the only way I know how to do it, and that's what my pledge to this community is I will continue the work that I've done in Montgomery County and spread it to Robertson County. So thank you all. Laverne, thank you. And Donovan, I appreciate it, buddy. And vote Nash. Okay? Thank you. Thank you. That is correct.